I'm curious to get your thoughts on some of the experimentation in camp, namely Auston Matthews on the PK. Like I get the double take looking at my notes and thinking about that and seeing the pictures on Saturday of Matthews and Marner taking reps together on the PK. Again, it's so early in camp. Is this going to work out to fruition in the regular season? I still think it's unlikely, at least on a regular basis. But what's your general thoughts on like a superstar? I know Mitch Marner does it, but I always view Auston Matthews in a different level. Like to me, he's one of the best players on the planet, period, taking nothing away from McDavid, who is far and above everybody else, but he's in that conversation with like McKinnon, Draisaitl, my guys like that. You get what I'm saying. I'm just
Yeah.
so cautious again, talking about injury to put a player in that position where you take a shot off your foot or your arm or you break something where you don't need to be out there. So I'm curious to get your opinion being a former player in this league.
That's right where my head goes to is broken feet, right? And
Yeah.
I know guys are wearing the shot blockers, this, that, and the other thing, but those sticks and these players are shooting it so hard, even with just a quick snapshot. There's nothing to the skates anymore, like nothing. I mean, I took a shot my last year, second last year, off the outside of the foot, and it just broke my foot in three places. And it was
Yeah.
just like your standard play. And to think of Auston Matthews being put in that position multiple times every single game, shot blocking is just a thing that's going to come with the PK, and I just don't think your Rocket Richard winner is going to need. Not that he won last year, but if a guy of that caliber is going to need to be laying down blocking shots, putting his feet out there. I mean, you break your foot. There's just nothing you can do but take 6 weeks off and wait till the bone to heal. And I think that the PK is a good time for those guys to get a blow, get their win back, have a little reset,
Yeah.
do your thing on the bench and get yourself ready to go out there because those guys ultimately need to log so many minutes and they should. And we're top end heavy, top six heavy. We want to roll those guys like crazy. If the going gets tough in the last bit of the third period, you want to be double shifting certain players. And if he's been, rocking a regular shift plus the PK, I just it's hard. I mean, isn't that what depth is about? Isn't that what some of those other bottom six guys are for? Is to lay down in front of shots and PK and be that defensive presence that can shut down and stop their PP from night in night out and allow Auston Matthews to go do his thing. Seems like a little bit of overwork and it seems like a little bit of risk, but we'll see if it comes to fruition or not.
So what's the pro then? Like what is the advantage of having Matthews on the
Well,
PK outside of having a ridiculous, threat, we'll call it, on the PK? If you get an odd man rush, he's probably sniping.
if you're putting PK guys out there with the hopes of gaining offense, I think that's insane. I've never even heard of that, or I can't imagine anyone goes there. It can't be that. If he PKs all year long, will he pick a couple pucks off at the point and go down on a breakaway? You bet he will, and
Yeah.
he'll probably bury too, and that would be great. But I just is he that good of a PKer where you need him out there to shut down their PP? It just seems odd, right?
Yeah.
It just seems odd. I mean, Mitch already does it, and they're so good. They're going to be good at everything. I get it. I mean, them doing anything on an ice sheet, they're going to probably do it better than most anybody that you can find. I get
Yeah.
that. But it just seems like a little bit of a position to put Auston Matthews on where he's kind of above that. Like he doesn't need to be, boxing out and laying in front of lanes and taking one-time clappers anywhere near him to blow up his foot. Like I said, we'll see if it comes to it or not, or if they're just testing out in preseason. But seems a little risky to have both those big boys on the PK, not to mention how much energy they're wasting out there as well.
Very risky. Like the only way I see it maybe making a bit of sense is that if there's like 15, 16 seconds left on a PK and you pop Matthews out there because you're going to get back at even strength and you're going to go on a
Yep.
bit of a rush here and somebody good's coming out of the box. Like it's got to be circumstantial if that makes sense.